Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for October 1st, 2019, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We talk a lot about enlightened. What is enlightened? Now, unless you become a Buddha, which is an awakened being, you have not lived at all, because you will not know the great poetry of life, the great music of existence. That's Osho. So unless you become a Buddha, an awakened being, you have not lived at all, because you will not know the great poetry of life and the great music of existence. We look at this life as filled with so many wondrous things. Every direction you look, the universe is offering something amazing and new to experience, explore, and discover. There is this genuine sweetness to life that continuously opens you and fills you up, so that no matter what is going on in the outer world, you can access a cosmic connection that opens your heart and awakens your soul. So every moment of life has the potential to be deeply enjoyed. It has the potential to be deeply enjoyed. That doesn't mean people deeply enjoy it. They say that the kingdom of God is found within. And that's absolutely right. And look at all the time that's been spent convincing the civilization through the millennia that it's all outside of you. It's all outside there. It's nothing inside you, All that's in there is flesh and blood. That's it. There's nothing else. So, it's like every direction you look, the universe is offering you something amazing. And it doesn't matter what's going on in the outer world. At all. It does not matter. It really is insignificant. You can access a cosmic connection that opens your heart and awakens your soul. Every moment of life, and it's worth repeating over and over again, has the potential to be deeply enjoyed. And everything is within you. And we're all here to discover this heavenly presence inside ourselves every second of our lives. We are here to bathe in the sensual succulence of our joy. Feel what it is like to be showered with love, acceptance, and appreciation 24 hours a day. And this is the first direction to becoming a true, living master of your life. Now, imagine that these qualities are already inside you, because they already are. Now, maybe they have fallen asleep, like seeds that were planted long ago. They just need some nourishment to sprout. Now, once these young sprouts have established roots in you, they'll grow deeper and create a firm foundation in a more enlightened reality. This is the sacred inner work of which any enlightened being has done. They have devoted their life to nourishing their internal soul. They've literally, I guess you could call it soil, they've composted the weeds, brought sunlight to their sprouts, helped deepen their roots, and allowed themselves to harvest the nutrients which each plant has to offer. Their level of dedication to their inner garden is so profound that everything else in life becomes illusory and seems to take the back row. The enlightened being is a natural person, a normal human being just like you and me. Yet this person has become so intimately connected with nature that they have realized something extremely profound. They know that they are not separate from the universe on any level. Not separate on any level, yet are a living, breathing, divine expression of it. The enlightened being has discovered the deepest intimacy with life, and this intimate connection is integrated in their everyday existence. It is coursing through their breath and the marrow of their bones. The intimacy with existence is so powerful that there is not 1 ounce of fear left in the enlightened being. They love and accept life as it is, seeing the world as a mirror, reflecting the thoughts they think. They understand that no one as separate from the divine multi-faced reflection of their self showing up in 7 billion plus different disguises. You realize we are all unique individuals operating as one. The sacred understanding is why an enlightened being has real compassion for every living thing in this world. The sacred understanding is why an enlightened being has real compassion for every living thing in this world. Now, at the deepest level, the enlightened being has found a profound sense of peace within all that is. They live in a constant state of acceptance of all the darkness and lightness found in life. They do not judge others, themselves, or this world, for they know that that is just a limited, narrowed perspective on the truth of existence. They know that they are an infinite soul on an eternal journey that has no boundaries on space or time. The enlightened being can live in this 3D world without attachment to this dualistic paradigm and feel connected with their spiritual permanence. In the spiritual dimension is where they are free and feel the deepest love known to humankind. It is this connection with the divine within that causes them to accept all that is in life and totally enjoy the experience of being alive. The enlightened being is a highly sensitive, supersensual person. They are so open, vulnerable, and present to the living pulse of the life force all around them. It is as if they never left their mother's womb. They are living in this sensual connection with life, in harmony with every breath they inhale. It's as if they are the womb itself, receiving the heartbeat of new life, constantly nourishing life and being nourished by existence. The enlightened being has awakened from the dream. They have accepted the reality as it is. The self-imposed boundaries, mental walls, personal limitations, which they created in the past, are no longer entertaining games to play on the infinite field of life anymore. It's important. The self-imposed boundaries, the mental walls, and the personal limitations which they created in the past are no longer entertaining games to play on the infinite field of life anymore. They can see that all thoughts and beliefs are illusionary obstacles generated by mind, and that the real truth is so big it cannot be contained by the mind. They know that they could spend lifetimes trying to overcome these obstacles to appease the ego and attain a new experience of growth, yet they choose the path of total liberation from ego instead. Total liberation from ego instead. The ego of the enlightened being is no longer running the show anymore. There is a faint memory that is as tangible as their own shadow on the ground, which is behind them, following the trace of the form wherever it may go. They know the soul is in charge, the God, and the guidance given by it is so clear. It can be heard in the middle of the loudest rock concert. There is nothing that an enlightened being cannot understand, experience, or do. There is no mountain too challenging to summit on their inner world, and no desire they cannot manifest in their outer world. It's important. There is no mountain too challenging to summit on their inner world, and no desire they cannot manifest in the outer world. And enlightened beings is always living in alignment with the totality of their life. They've realized their true spiritual nature, have integrated this awareness into every step and breath they take. They've understood they are powerful because they are connected to the infinite existence. They know the core beliefs and agreements they make with reality become the laws in which the universe instantly follow. The enlightened being understands the true nature of reality, and thus are choosing to live in complete harmony with everything that is. They see how they are synchronistically creating their lives from a blank canvas, and that everything is predestined on their journey. The meeting grounds between these two paradigms contributes to bringing such a deep peace inside. When someone meets with an enlightened being, it's important that everybody understands this. So when you meet with an enlightened being, a calming stillness remains with them throughout the day. An aura of peace, gratitude, and joy for life continues wherever they are. You can feel the healing, calming energy immediately when an enlightened being enters a room. The deep penetrating wisdom they convey takes the mind beyond anything you could ever find on Google. You can know you've met with an enlightened being by the level of heart energy that they emanate. The love pouring out of the enlightened heart has no limitations on what it can love. It is in love with existence itself. And this love is reflected back in the intimate connection with every being they encounter. The true enlightened being is constantly loved by people because they recognize this love is inside everything and are sharing this understanding with everyone. There is a great humble presence this knowledge creates within themselves. The enlightened being has realized we are the source of love itself. An enlightened being is not in need of love. Okay? An enlightened being is not in need of love. They are the eternal radiance of consciousness everlasting. They experience this entire life as a loving devotion to God. They see how love is constantly revealing itself in every person, thought, and thing in the universe. This is why an ordinary day for an enlightened being contains moment-to-moment extraordinary experiences. Realization that everything is God runs deep in their bones. And this knowledge causes every movement and action and gesture that makes it radiate even more love into the world. Since they see love is all around them all the time, they are no defensive, possessive, or protective of anything. They feel such a closeness with the infinite light of love that you can feel the warmth from their heart. Their eyes seem to shine and sparkle. An enlightened being realizes that everything and everyone in this world is here to awaken and enlighten you further on your path. They see every experience of life as their greatest teacher. They meet each experience that arises with curiosity, appreciation, and acceptance. This is what truly makes them into the master of their lives. And the enlightened being greets their inner demons with reverence, thanking them for their invitation to walk down the road into suffering again, knowing that energy is rich with nutrients for deeper healing and realizations. The enlightened being does not take themselves or life too seriously. They instead choose to play with the children rather than philosophize with the over-responsible adults. They'd rather skip lightly and freely down the down to the local store and the new liberating long road back home. The enlightened being walks their own path to greater liberation by helping others find the freedom within themselves. They become a living, breathing example for others to find the truth within. The enlightened being has entered the kingdom of God, has become this awesome, expansive, healing energy itself. They have stopped reacting out of fear, control, demand, or the ego's constant need. What interests them more is effortlessly responding to everything and everyone in an authentic, conscious, heartfelt presence. Believe it or not, the enlightened state is your most natural state of being. The reason you may not experience this is because the mind has simply gotten in the way. It has formulated a set of beliefs about who you are and what you are not. These beliefs block this enlightened experience from coming through. Enlightenment is as natural to life as breathing. The inhalation and exhalation of your breath just happens to you. You don't have to do anything for breathing to occur. The body is naturally in it, and it is not just breathing for you, it is breathing you. You are the very life force movement itself, and there can never be a separation from this life force at any time. It takes a very relaxed, quiet mind to understand this and truly feel how the breath moving through you has a life of its own. This is just like the enlightened state of being. It is self-sustaining. It is self-generating. Just like the sun, there is nothing that can stop it or snuff it out. By simply bringing your attention to it, you realize it is already here now. So, you might want to take a few steps this week into experiencing the enlightened being within you. Make it a priority to water the new sprouts you are growing within. Use your time wisely. Honor your true infinite nature. Know you are an internal being without boundaries. Let yourself fall in love with this all-powerful divine being you already are. Keep the mind quiet. Relax the body as much as possible. When the mind is truly calm, quiet, and at peace with what is, you can effortlessly slip into this blissful, sweet, enlightened state. It's much easier to do in a mind that is beyond fear. Make a special personal sacred time just for yourself every day to go deeper inside in your exploration of finding peace with what is. More often you water and feed this little sprout within yourself, the easier it is for the enlightened state to take over your life. So now you have a much clearer understanding of what an enlightened being is. We, all of us, are enlightened beings. It's just that mind, the ego mind has gotten in the way and structured everything that they choose to structure. Now, in the lower frequencies, this has been constructed to be a weakness, meekness. See? If you aren't flailing and burning and blazing and disrupting and blowing up and using force, it means that you're meek and weak. And you see how nonsense that is? So, in today's meditation, we are all enlightened beings. All of us are. There's not any exception, period. And you've just been shared the avenue that you choose to be within, to embrace the true enlightened being that you are, the God that you are. Everything is with an enlightened being is an experience. Every avenue, every exposure is an experience. And you just flow talk about going with the flow, just moving effortlessly. There's no hurry. There's no agenda. There's no deadline. See what I mean? You just flow. And learn and become the enlightened. Learn about the enlightenment and learn about the enlightened being that you truly are so that you can open yourself up to the God and the peace and the joy and the happiness and the bliss that you are. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, which I'm sure most of you are. And the first thing you're going to want to do is relax your body. Drop the shoulders. Just kind of like, it's like after you've really worked hard at something, you're just exhausted, and you get in that chair, and you just like deflate. Do this with your body. Relax everything. Let everything fall off. If you're doing that with your body, move into the now. The now of that which you are. The is. The what is. The now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not what you have to do an hour from now, but just the now. Only the now. That's all there is. That's all there ever has been. Most of us create the future by bringing the past into the future. The subconscious, which is a storehouse of many, many things, lots of them negative. You're in the now. You still the mind. You calm everything. As you move in the now, you're going to want to breathe. Your breath is constant. Even though some of us shallow breathe. We take our breathing for granted. We don't understand what our breath is. So you want to breath in through the nose and breath out through the mouth. You say in with the good, out with the bad. So as you breath in through the nose, you want to hold at 1001, 1002, 1003, and then breath out through the mouth. For those of you who are new to this meditation, in this now, the reason we do that holding with our breath is because of the fact that the breath focuses us on the now. The breath is the now. It's not. It can't happen in the future. It can't happen in the past. It is the now. So we are the now. Now, as you breath in, you're breathing in divine positive energy. This is a source energy. It flows through everything. It's uplifting. It's high. It's a high frequency, deep eternal love. It's peace. It's joy. It's bliss. And it sends in constant pieces of information through our gods, through the heart mind. Communicate. And isn't it funny? We have this misconception that none of us are enlightened. We've got to learn to be enlightened. We've got to find a way of enlightenment. When everything inside of us, we are enlightened beings. It's the ego mind and the subconscious that literally manipulates and controls. It dictates to the heart mind, and literally is an authority that molds everything that we choose to embrace and make a reality. Now, it's all influenced by everything around it. See, that's how it's influenced, by everything around it. External authority. You are the authority within you. That's what you are. You're the authority within you. that's why we concentrate so much on sharing to literally go inside. Don't stop. Keep going deeper and deeper. Keep learning of who and what you are. Eventually you become quiet and peaceful, still. And you look at all this muck, all these things, all this stuff, and you begin to understand that it has no meaning. It is fleeting. And it pulls you away from the being of enlightenment that you are. The more time we spend outside of ourselves, the more our soil within is desolate, because it has no tending. You don't tend it, it just becomes nothing. Believe me, it is definite time for the civilization to go within itself and understand and embrace the divine, enlightened being that each and every one of us are. Now, as you breathe out, or breath out, you're breathing out all of the subconscious, all of the ego mind, incessant chattering of convincing you that, no, you're right, you stay here, look for everything outside yourself, there's nothing within you, it is all a bunch of bunk. Just follow the outside external connections of things, of having, pursuing, worrying, stressing, fearing, being in depression, all of those wonderful things that the mind, the ego mind, and the subconscious continually throw at you. Therefore, you embrace thoughts that literally generate the very thing that you worry, stress, and fear about. Gone. You'll know that you are totally enlightened when you have zero fear. Zero fear, 24/7. You don't force it, you flow, and you have no fear of anything. Nothing. Because you exist in the existence of existence. You're eternal. I mean, that's the transition that many of us have a tough time making. You're eternal. You know, eventually you will decide to leave the body and move on. And it isn't through fear. Remember, the unknown is where all the possibilities are. The river of void into the unknown. Now understand, we are merged with our heart-mind. This is where we operate, 24/7, our heart-mind. You'll know where the heart-mind is depending on your mood, your attitude, what you're thinking about, worrying, stressing, fearing. You'll know if it's low, bring it up. If you feel it being low in the body, you'll know where it's at. Bring it up. Employ higher feeling through the heart-mind. Bliss, happiness, and joy that you are what you are. You're merged with your God, the kingdom of God, the mind of God, the God. We are all one. How can we not be God? Eh? So with the God, heart, mind, we form a circle of light, arm in arm, hand in hand. This light is emanating from our God energy. You see the light flames coming off of it. It's like it's a halo, circle of light. It embraces this planet Earth at its equator, and literally encases it. It saturates its very atmosphere and all life on and above and below in deep eternal love. Total peace, stillness, quiet, joy. We too are encased in this same sphere of energy. The emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. The violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. The white fire, purple transmuting flame, violet ray, golden white pink light of Source, Prime Source, Creator, Mother, Father, God, our family. Nothing can penetrate this 24/7. It is of the highest high frequency. And so anything, any low frequencies, anything wishing to do harm, anything wishing to distract, manipulate, deceive, those low frequencies are vaporized. They cannot function in high energy. They can only function in matter. That's all, period. We continually move ourselves higher and higher into energy and less in matter. Now, as we float up, we move above the body. We're connected, but we're above the body. We invite our highest high to move up, the heart-mind. We sustain the body, so we're not disconnected, but we're floating above it. As we do this, and as we float up effortlessly, we're compelled to call on the other parts, the other family members, brothers and sisters, the other ones, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever and beyond. And these are only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. These are all the light energy beings that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever and beyond. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, peace, tranquility, reverence, humbleness, benevolence, tranquil, peaceful. Joy. And they come in the Guga plexus. One Guga plex will fill this universe. Imagine several Guga plexus. And they massively come in, arm in arm, hand in hand. In this now, in this meditation, their gods with our gods with them. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. We are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the archangels, seraphim, cherubim, archetypes, all of the angels, all of this civilization, who have been assisting our civilization for eons, in peace and joy and support and protection and strength and goodness and grace. They are around us all the time. And only those who are the highest, the deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love can join us. They're in full compassion, not judgment, total peace and tranquility, benevolence, generosity, humbleness. They are complete. them, we are enlightened beings, all of us. They come in the trillions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are all one. We are all love. And our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon the ascended masters. These are those who have ascended out of body. Left the matrix, have come back and are taking a risk to exposing themselves to the matrix to assist us. Enjoy. Many aspects. And they are only of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They're in total peace and joy and stillness, generosity, benevolence, calmness, humbleness, peace. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Buddha, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, Amorya, Abundantia, just to name a few. Many, many more. And they come arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in massive numbers in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. We are all love, and our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth. All of these civilizations, and only those of these civilizations who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love, can be with us in this meditation, in this now. They are in full compassion, non-judgment. They are humble, generous, kind, flowing. They come arm in arm, hand in hand, in the billions, in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They join us. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love, and our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon the galactics, the off-worlders, all of these civilizations, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this now and in this meditation. They've assisted us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, and our ascension, in freeing ourselves from our self-imposed bondage and slavery. They're in full compassion, peace, joy, bliss, tranquility, generosity, humbleness. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this circle of light, in this meditation, in this now. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. We are all love, and our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this life and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, tranquility and benevolence, generosity and humbleness, peace, bliss, And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is everywhere. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and in this planet, above and below it. And they are only of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They're in peace, full compassion, non-judgment. They flow. They too are enlightened beings. And there are trillions of them. And just to name a few, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire. The mermaids, the dolphin, the whale, the unicorn, the pegasus, the minotaur, the centaur, and many, many more, many more. And they come in the trillions of shapes, forms, colors, sizes, of which we have never laid eyes upon. So they're now with us in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, as we are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We're all one, we're all love, and our God light energy continues to flood and saturate the very existence of existence and beyond. Non-ending. We look up. We see our meditative sphere. This is the sphere we have created. The sphere holds all of our meditations and perpetual motions. It sets center circle. It can be seen, heard, and felt through all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever and beyond. Feel it flood and saturate you, clearing you, your comprehension, understanding through the heart mind that you are an enlightened being, that you are peace and joy. You are the things that you seek outside of yourself. You already are. None of us lack anything. There's nothing that we aren't. Feel it fill you. It literally reminds us, awakens us to the trueness and the reality of who and what we are. We are enlightened beings. We are divine. The further the journey is within, the more understanding we become. The further we advance, we flow in total peace, in total quiet and stillness. And the mind, the ego mind, and the subconscious are in the back seat. They can only speak when asked to speak. We look down upon the planet. We see all of life. We see all of our brothers and sisters. All of them. Everywhere, on, in, above, and below. And we intend, we flood them endlessly with deep eternal love, compassion, joy, and bliss. And it will help them. It'll help many awaken. Many come into the knowing of who and what they are. No longer forlorn. No longer feeling alone, all created by the ego mind and the subconscious. These drop away. When we embrace the enlightened one that we are, we flow. Everything is an experience. Everything's embraced. Doesn't matter what goes on outside of us. All that matters is that which we are. Divine, perfection, bliss, joy, kindness. We have no judgment. We have full compassion. We are, all of us, are everything, all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever and beyond. We are one. We flow as one. We are the God. I'll join you in the meditation and I'll return to close this out. continue to follow this path, we become more and more aware and embracing of your enlightened beings. Once you stop blocking yourself, the gateway's open of that which you've always been, always will be. All the abundance, all the happiness and joy, you will move up in the higher energy. And a lot of the things that you thought were important are not important. A lot of the things you thought you wanted, you won't want them. It's to be in constant joy, bliss, and peace and stillness. That is an enlightened being. Take it with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, following morning. We will have a time for change call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern on this line. And we will also be back here for a global guided meditation call for October 2nd, 2019, 3 p.m. Eastern.